Last one right here. Here we go. Can I dance?
Dance. Ooh, yeah, you can dance too. But that's the way his name is Magic.
Hello, everybody. This is the Magic Man, the tennis preacher. Y'all know the prophet, the psychic. Coming back at you again with another video. People, y'all know what? The ATP website, I'm talking about the ATP Tour website, the ATP website, they disrespected Nadal yesterday. Now, on the homepage, they took it out. They have moved on to another major story. You know, usually the ATP, they usually put a main story on their homepage. Sometimes it stay on there for a day. Sometimes I don't know how often they change it as far as hourly. But this story was on the was the main story. Like when you go to the ATP homepage, if you went yesterday, and I think it was on there the day before yesterday, it had the main headline was, Will Djokovic surpass Federer? Will he catch Federer? I think the way they put it was, Djokovic has Federer in his sight. Now, okay, that sounds good. Y'all heard me talk about, I mean, I'm going to do a video on that. Will Djokovic surpass Federer, catch Federer? How great would the Djokovic be? Oh, those are all good stories. But people, here is the problem with what the ATP website did. They disrespected Nadal. Now, listen what they did, people. People, if they would have just put Federer's picture, see, this is what they had. They had Federer's picture. Look at my hand. They had Federer's picture #1. Then right beside, then they had the general stats of Federer, like how many majors he won, his Master Series, I think maybe how many ATP finales, how many years at #1. You know, those type of the general stats that make Federer and Nadal and the Djokovic great. So okay, so they have Federer's picture. I think it was to the left. Then #1. Then they had they got the Nadal. They got 3 people on the homepage, people. They got Federer, the Djokovic, and Nadal. But they got Nadal #3. So they got Federer with his stats. Now remember what the title was. Djokovic has Federer in his sight. Okay? Basically, the Djokovic, can he catch Federer? Can he win more majors than Federer? But people, they don't put Nadal #2. Beside Federer, they got Djokovic, who got less majors than Nadal, and generally I mean, some stats are less, some are not less, but the general stats that make him great, that make him a little less greater than Nadal, they got those stats beside the Djokovic picture. Then they got Nadal #3, but people, listen. So they don't even mention Nadal in the title, in the headline. If you guys just go back to ATP, I think you can look at the story, even if they have taken it off the homepage. I think you can still look in the archives. They put Nadal #3. So the ATP has disrespected Nadal. See, what they should have done is either they just should have not put Nadal's picture up there and just said, okay, can Djokovic catch Federer? That would have been legit. Okay, right. We know Nadal's in the middle. Okay, everybody knows that, and we know Djokovic needs to catch Nadal first. But no, they put Federer picture #1, the Djokovic picture #2 with his stats. Got Federer stats beside his name, 20 majors, blah blah blah. They got the Djokovic picture in the center, and they got Nadal #3. And then they don't even mention Nadal anymore. But they have already assumed that that Djokovic is going to catch Nadal. He could, but people, listen. I disagree with the ATP on how they disrespect Nadal, and Djokovic knows this. People, it's going to be harder than people think for Djokovic to catch Federer. I'm going to do my video tomorrow. It's going to be harder. If somebody came up to me and say, Magic Man, will you bet $1,000 right now that Djokovic would catch Federer? Now, y'all have already heard me do great videos on Djokovic. I'm going to do a couple more today, and that'll be it. Okay, maybe into the Paris Masters. So I'm definitely not a Djokovic hater. But people, even Djokovic has said this. The hardest thing is not to be the most dominant player, to be the best player. It's to be the greater player and sustain the greatness for years and years and years, like Federer and Nadal, without injury. We know Nadal's had injury, but that made Nadal so great that he was able to reach 17 majors. I mean, with injuries. So basically what I'm saying, now I probably would bet Djokovic is going to catch Nadal, but it ain't going to be easy. And I'm not totally sure about that. Because Nadal can win the French Open. I think Tennis Rules just sent a comment. He already said that, shout out to Tennis Rules. He's saying that, Nadal could beat the Djokovic in the French Open if they meet. But, now some people are going to take, I have to look at that. Some people are going to take Djokovic. But, of course, Nadal may be the slight favorite. I think Vegas probably going to slightly favor Nadal, okay, over Djokovic. But let's say Djokovic wins the Australian Open, gets 15. Nadal wins the French Open, 18. It still stays at 3. Y'all see what I'm saying? Listen, people, I can tell y'all, once you get 14, it slows up. Once you get 15 and 16, it really slows up. Once you get 17, look at Federer. When you get like 15 and 16, it slows up. Look at Federer. He got 17 years ago, and look at it. He only got 20 now. So I'm just saying that ATP, I'm not saying that Djokovic is not going to catch Nadal. I know he's only 3 behind. It looked like he's winning everything. But a lot of stuff could happen. Plus, Nadal and Federer, man, there's a reason why Federer got 20, Nadal got 17. These boys ain't going down easy. Federer Federer may not be playing at the level he want to play now, but he ain't going on easy. And listen, people, Djokovic, if he heard this video, he would agree with me. Djokovic knows this. Probably he's the better player between Federer and Nadal. Maybe. It's kind of... Listen, man, there are things I like about Federer's game. There are things I like about the Djokovic game. I probably would take Federer's repertoire. I probably take the Djokovic mental. Okay? So who's a better player? Who knows? Are you talking about better players for us on the surfaces? Are you talking about skill? But Djokovic, we can give him the better player. I have no problem with that. The better player over Nadal and Federer. The more dominant player over Nadal and Federer based on the stats, okay? But the hardest, so Djokovic is already proven he can easily do that. But the harder thing is to sustain without injury, without whatever, for many, many years. That is a challenge for the Djokovic. So the ATP website can skip Nadal all they want to. Nadal going down, a couple of Djokovic fans acknowledged a few months ago that Nadal is still greater. He's slightly greater than the only reason I'm saying slightly, just slightly, because Djokovic got some stats that Nadal doesn't have. I know Nadal's 3 ahead, so Djokovic is just right under Nadal, and Nadal's only slightly greater though. But I still don't think the ATP website, they're assuming, they like overlooking Nadal, like Nadal ain't gonna put up a fight and protect his greatness from the Djokovic. He gonna put up a fight, and not only that, it ain't just Nadal that the Djokovic has to worry about. That ain't maybe Nadal and Federer ain't the biggest problem. Is the Djokovic gonna get injured again? Is he still injury prone? Right now he looking good, but he hasn't played for a whole year yet. Is his body gonna break down? Is somebody new gonna come in? Is the Djokovic is his level just gonna go down the way Federer's level go down? Because the level don't last forever. It goes down, it comes up, and everybody knows that. So there's a lot of factors, but I'm just saying, I'm not gonna put Djokovic over. I know I'm making all these great videos. about Djokovic. But those are first videos about now. But I'm not going to put Djokovic over Nadal as far as greatness until he actually does it. I'm not going to assume it's done, because there's a lot of things that could happen, okay, people? But to get back to the point, yeah, they disrespecting Nadal. Like Nadal just going to fade away. Nadal going to fight to the end. And like I said before, until Djokovic listen, probably if the Djokovic gets 16 majors, with all his other records, he's probably as great or greater than Nadal then, probably. If he tie Nadal for 17, I'm going to put him over Nadal because, like I said, Djokovic got records Nadal don't even come close to. Okay, and I go through that another time. I already went through that last year. You go to Wikipedia. Djokovic blows up Wikipedia. Okay, people, tennis preacher, prophet, psychic, signing off. Another long video. I just cannot do this. I'm trying to do videos under 5 minutes. This is 10 minutes going on 11. All right, people, tennis preacher, prophet, psychic, signing off. Have a good one.